To freely experience this gift called life, we are blessed enough to develop our own beliefs and practices that are used to guide how we live our lives. Religion is a major driving force that embodies multiple pillars which set the foundation for many of our beliefs. They reinforce stability, social unity, and purpose, promote healthy physical and psychological well-being, and a myriad of other things that improve one's quality of life. Sad to say, many people have suffered for those beliefs. But on this day, Tuesday, August 22, we honor them. It is International Day commemorating the victims of acts of violence based on religion or belief. I'm Theodore Henry, and you're inside Jamaica Magazine.
Residents of St. James, let's continue the conversation on building Jamaica. Join Prime Minister Andrew Holness for a town hall on housing and land on Thursday, August 31, starting at 6 p.m. at Harmony Beach Park, Montego Bay. Join us on location or watch and share your questions and thoughts on the JIS and OPM social media platforms. Come for the discussion on housing and land. Building Jamaica. We want to hear from you.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, August 22, 2023. Rehabilitation work is to begin in earnest at the St. Anne Infirmary. During a recent tour of the facility, local government minister Desmond McKenzie said $50 million would be spent on maintenance work at the infirmary.
The permanent secretary will have direct responsibility for how that $50 million is going to be executed, working with the municipal corporation in executing the funds. Because to provide $50 million at this time, and if we do get a call within the next 3 months to say, yes, the lands are available, we're going to have to find another $100 million to build a new facility. So the permanent secretary will have direct responsibility and control for how this expenditure is going to be done.
Mr. McKenzie expressed disappointment at the poor condition of the infirmary, but insisted that, despite this, the property could have been better maintained. He gave an idea of what the funds would be used for.
We just have to spend the money. It is going to take a good amount of money, especially for the kitchen. We're going to have to put on literally a new kitchen. We have to ensure that the building is sanitized, so that is one of the first order of business. We're going to pay some attention to the bathroom in the male section of the infirmary.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness says more work will be done to remove all social cases from public hospitals across the island. Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says there is a collaboration with the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development to expand the number of infirmaries as a means of resolving the issue. As part of that, funding has been provided for a new ward at the Spanish Town Infirmary to address cases at the Spanish Town Hospital.
We did it in Trelawney. We have 30 social cases that have been relocated from Cornwall Regional to this Trelawney Infirmary. And it goes on. And every day we talk. We're doing something in Westmoreland with the municipal authority there. So the local, once the person is designated, once clinically they are qualified to be discharged, and once they're officially discharged, the social case file is determined whether they have relatives, whether they are a genuine social case.
Dr. Tufton is again appealing to families to pick up their loved ones from hospitals when they are discharged. The government is also exploring the option of legislative changes to tackle the issue.
We have been waiting for a definitive position from the Attorney General's office. The indicative position has been that we may not have jurisdictional responsibility to pursue the matter at that level. And it may mean legislative changes, but I have not gotten that firmly as yet, which is what has prevented us from going to the courts already.
The Ministry of Education has introduced a new teacher availability solution to fill the gap where there is a shortage of educators at the secondary school level. This is to be done through the partnership with virtual schools, which is among over 20 strategies being put forward to retain teachers for the upcoming academic year. Portfolio Minister Fable Williams says this innovative strategy is designed to provide schools with access to expert teachers for multiple subject areas based on the needs using ICT.
School administrators, having had approval from the Ministry of Education to replace a teacher, but who may be unable to find a suitable replacement, can, upon request, be approved to engage in a contractual arrangement with one-on-one educational services or other virtual schools to access the remote/replacement teacher strategy.
Minister Williams says the facility is available even in cases where employed teachers are absent from work or on approved leave. The engagement of this virtual school is at no cost to the schools. It is being absorbed by the Ministry of Education.
The schools that avail themselves of it, and by the way, it's available to our secondary schools only, will benefit from a classroom in a box device, an 86-inch interactive screen with internet connection, UPS for power backup, air mouse, dry erase horizontal movable marker board system, a guide in the classroom, and a tablet for the guide.
185 students in state care who are matriculating to high school have been recognized and awarded for their successful performance in this year's primary exit profile PEP exams. Of that number, 75 are boys and 110 are girls. The top girl was placed at Bishop Gibson High School in Manchester, while the top boy will be attending Jamaica College in Kingston. Both received trophies and $25,000 courtesy of the Jamaica National Bank. The award ceremony was held recently by the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA. The maximum score for PEP is 360. 59 of the girls and 35 of the boys received a final score above 210 points. Another 8 girls and 2 boys achieved a final score of more than 300 points.
And this accounts for about 51% of the total who sat the exam.
And finally, Jamaica yesterday opened its medal tally on day 3 of the 19th World Athletics Championships in Budapest, Hungary. The reigning Olympic champion Hansel Parchment took silver in the 110-meter hurdles with a season's best of 13.07 seconds. The women's 100-meter saw Sharika Jackson finishing second in 10.72 seconds, while 5-time world champion Shelly Ann Fraser-Price grabbed third place in 10.77 seconds behind America's Sha'Carri Richardson. Prime Minister Andrew Holness and Minister of Sport Olivia Grange applauded the athletes on their stunning performance that placed Jamaica on the medal table.
They represent Jamaica well, and there are times when we come take home all the gold, and there are times when we make it to the podium, and it may be a little disappointing that we don't get gold, but we're still proud of them, and we love them, and we know that they represent Jamaica well.
Minister Grange also had encouraging words for 18-year-old teenage star Jaden Hibbert, whose hopes of creating history and becoming Jamaica's first medalist in the men's triple jump were aborted after picking up an injury.
I'm sure he's disappointed, and we were all looking forward to his performance, and we know he would have done well. But these things do happen, and I've always wished for athletes, when they're competing, that their experience will be injury-free. And so I hope that he'll be okay.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
And now a recap of what happened in the office of the Prime Minister this past week.
Celebrating a record low unemployment rate, development plans for Lucy Hanover, and support for fire victims. You're watching Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Simone Reed Hilton.
Jamaica's unemployment rate is 4.5%. That's the lowest unemployment rate in the history of Jamaica.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness is celebrating Jamaica being close to full employment. The figure was released in the Statistical Institute of Jamaica's April 2023 Labor Force Survey. The report shows that for the period, the number of employed persons was over 1.3 million. It's an increase of 43,300 over the same period in April 2022.
This is the best news that our economy can have. It means that our economy continues to expand, but what it really means is that more Jamaicans have income. It means that more Jamaican families can do much better than they were doing before. We are building Jamaica.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness says plans are being put in place for the construction of a bypass for the town of Lucy in Hanover. The possibility also exists for Hopewell. Further development will include an alignment of the roadway leading to Lucy. This is to ease traffic congestion and address the issues that arise with the area being at sea level.
In my next budget presentation next year, you will hear more about some of these plans.
A downpour of rain a week ago caused flooding and brought traffic to a standstill. The Prime Minister was in the town and experienced the situation firsthand. While in Hanover, Mr. Holness gifted the security of home ownership to another Jamaican, as 2020 fire victim Richard Gordon became the latest to benefit from the government's new social housing program.
Moving forward, this is great. I can focus on doing other stuff, like taking care of my son more, doing other stuff for him, getting him to school and all these things.
When we give this kind of assistance under the new social housing program, it's about breaking intergenerational poverty.
On a visit to St. Catherine, Prime Minister Andrew Holness pledged ongoing support for families of a firebomb attack in Gregory Park. 11 homes were destroyed, leaving 40 people homeless, 1 dead, and a resident hospitalized with burns.
This is inexplicable for a young child to experience this trauma. You can never tell how they will grow up and internalize it, and what we don't want is for them to internalize this and have a vengeful heart. So we have to have the social intervention very quickly. We will rebuild the structure so that the people who are here can be regularized and have a good life and living condition. We will never allow them to win.
Mr. Holness has described the criminal activity as a scar on the nation, saying it is an act of terrorism designed to spread fear and displace people.
To consider it a crime would be to treat it as ordinary. What this is an act of terror. And the people who have committed it are terrorists.
Yes. Yes.
And they should be treated as such.
Yes.
They should be dealt with the limit of the law.
Back at the office, Mr. Holness was presented with a framed collection of the new bank notes from Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, Richard Balls. Mr. Holness also engaged with student leaders of the University of the West Indies, Mona Guild of Students. The Prime Minister says their dedication to understanding and shaping the nation represents a promising outlook for the future of the country. Talks were also held with the Jamaica Pensioners Association. Minister of Labour and Social Security, Pernell Charles Jr., led the delegation. And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us next time for more of the news stories coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.
Jamaica is being positioned to be the region's first host of a dry docking facility. Our upcoming feature explores how this could be a game changer for the country's logistics industry.
The German Shipyard Repair Jamaica, GSRJ, is embarking on the development of a shipyard with the capacity to repair and maintain commercial vessels that visit the island's ports. A key component of this shipyard will be its dry docking capabilities. Dry docking is the term used when a ship is taken into a shipyard for repair purposes. It's expected that this project will allow for the servicing of any steel whale traversing our currents, weighing up to 20,000 tons and measuring approximately 250 meters long. As it is, there are no shipyards with dry docking capabilities in the region. This will be the first.
The German Ship Repair Jamaica Limited has been in operation now for the last 4 to 5 years, and we've already been doing wet repairs in Kingston. Now we're expanding those services to be able to offer the dry docking services.
Jamaica is blessed to be ideally located along the east to west shipping traffic region through the Panama Canal heading to North and South America.
And if there's one thing to know about this famous passage, it's that it's host to many ships, making trade easier.
Jamaica currently serves 12 major shipping lines and has weekly port connections with over 100 port facilities in terms of cargo movement in and out of the region.
The region?
With Jamaica being a transshipment port, it is only fitting for Jamaica to also offer the services of having a shipyard where these vessels can seek to have their vessels repaired or maintained as necessary. The location of the shipyard is also significant because we're in Kingston Harbour, and Kingston Harbour, as many people know, is the 7th largest natural harbour in the world. But this part of the harbour, which is known as Harbour Head, is one of the calmest areas of the harbour. So it is ideally suited, and this is why a lot of ships would love to bring their ships here.
As a requirement for international certification standards, all commercial vessels need to be dry docked at least once every 5 years. With Jamaica being host to one of the region's transshipment ports, this development will have a myriad of benefits for the country and citizens, chief among them, employment.
We expect to be training and developing as much as 100 persons for working in the shipyard initially, with the potential for us to grow upwards of that over the next few years once it is successful.
The project is a significant investment and will bring more economic growth and job creation to our country for the benefit of our people.
Hart is very, very keen on working with us to develop an apprenticeship model. Let's call it our newly being developed or Jamaican apprenticeship model, which will see young persons getting trained in some of these very, very highly skilled areas such as the welding, engine repairs, AC and electrical works for the maritime industry and so on.
The international classification standard that the ships have to meet means that these persons will be trained at an internationally certified level, which means possibilities for them will be broadened. But for the GSRJ, the possibilities have only just begun.
There are many ships that are from Europe, for instance, or Asia, that are operating in the region, and they don't leave the region unless they need to get dry docking or maintenance repair services. Right now, because there is no, the capacity for shipyards in the region is so limited that many of these ship owners choose to send their ships all the way back to Europe to get repaired. Already, since we have made this announcement that Jamaica is now embarking on developing a shipyard, we have been getting numerous calls from some of these ship owners and ship agents who want to know program to start bringing their ships here.
And now we take you to the north coast, down the river, up the hill and round the bend to explore the Rastafari indigenous village in St. James.
It's referred to as Jamaica's second city, and it's one of the island's top tourism destinations. Montego Bay St. James, with its vibrant hip strip, white sandy beaches, and captivating resort life that continues to beckon to persons outside the region, is a beautiful place. But even more beautiful are some of the hidden treasures in the parish. In today's Round the Bend, we experience some of the most authentic and fulfilling experiences you can imagine. Walk with me. After treading the rocky riverbed of the Montego River, following the footpath on its bank, you will be escorted to a hidden gem, the Rastafari indigenous village. This 10-year-old village, which is tucked away in Portobello, Montego Bay, was established by a group of Rastafarians who have come together to preserve their culture and introduce visitors to their way of life and teachings.
Our philosophy is one of harmony, and music shows you clearly that difference is not something that can stop you from being harmonious. Why? Because everyone plays a different beat, everyone makes a different sound, but still it comes together to make one music. And that's the message of Rastafari, that even though we're from different places, different skin tone, different eye colors, we can celebrate these differences instead of allowing them to separate us, so we can create one beautiful song for the human experience and the planet.
During this time, visitors are served fresh fruits in bamboo, and they can also get a chance to learn the art of traditional drumming. After relishing the pulsating tunes of the drums, visitors are then escorted to the various stations in the village, where they will be further immersed in the Rastafari culture.
You eat from a calabash, you feel like you're a little pepped up, you know?
We use a combination of seeds and stones, coconut shells to make all these jewelry. But this is where you get a chance to, get something natural for yourself, family, and friends. If you want to make anything, like earrings, we have the sticks. You put the beads on and we put the hook on for you. If you see anything that you want to get, then it's there, no charge for touching, only if you hold it too long.
This is what I do. I may drum. But this is something, if you don't love it, you're not going to do it. Yeah, because you see what I was just doing? Just digging. Just digging. But you cannot afford to make no mistake. This fell apart, but it's just on your finger. You know what it's like. Some of my fingers, they are not straight. They are broken bones, cracked bones, and I lose my nails sometimes. But because I love what I do, pain is to me like nothing.
So this is where we make natural soaps with the material around us. And coconut oil is the main oil in this process. We put the coconut oil with sodium hydroxide dissolved in water. And that's the basic soap formula. Different measurements are used. We incorporate some soaps, fragrance oils, essential oils as well. You can open and you can smell.
We do not use water in our juices. We only use sugar cane in our juices, yeah? You know what this is?
Ginger.
Ginger. So in all of our juices, we have sugar cane and ginger. If you call Rastafari a coconut movement, you'll be correct, because we use coconut to do every single thing. So, I'm going to take you to coconut heaven. On the back of your hands, I'm going to give you a drop of coconut love. Yeah, man. So this is extra virgin coconut oil. We use this on everything that we have, our salads. Yes, we use coconut.
The Rastafari Village is definitely not an all-inclusive resort, but persons can visit the Wellness Center for a moment of relaxation or stay overnight in one of the numerous cabins on location. There's also an organic vegetable and herb garden you can explore. But if after the tour you still crave even more one-on-one experiences of the Rastafarian way of life, then the monthly IRIX concert is all you need.
And we live for the plans to be free, and we build our own society. We started IRIX in January 2018. And, you know, as a group of Rastafari people who are here, we've always been planning, you know, to say that we must see how culture can cure. A lot of the musicians from Montego Bay, they always have to migrate to go somewhere else. And there are just so much traditions that are dying. And along with all of these things that are dying, we think that we could facilitate them under one umbrella. So IRIX became that umbrella of wellness. It became that umbrella for food, and it became a space where music and of course everything else to do with culture.
The event, which is held on the last Sunday of each month at 1 o'clock, never fails to bring out some of the best talents you can find.
There in the cover of the darkness, we watch and wait. You know exactly what to say, 'cause you've been caught before. I tell you, we just can't take no more.
If you're looking for the perfect opportunity to learn about the Rastafari community, indulge in its way of life, and become one with their culture, you know where to go.
This is where our program ends for today, but not to worry. Join us again tomorrow, same time, same place, for another insightful lineup. You may visit our website, jis.gov.jm, to catch up on this and much more. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.